In this video, we are on page 30 of the textbook, looking at lesson 12, and we're going to be using place value to subtract three-digit numbers. And this will be the algorithm method. As these numbers get larger, it will be easier if you can do it using the algorithm. So let's look at our instructions. Says to keep place value in mind when you subtract. Remember to line up the numbers in each column, and that's incredibly important. You must line these numbers up properly to be able to subtract. You also, sometimes you will have to regroup to subtract, and that's borrowing. So for this one, we're going to do 417 minus 198. And they've shown us how to do that with a place value chart. I am going to show you the other two methods that we've seen, and then we'll use the algorithm. Just to remind you that there are different ways if you have trouble with these. But moving forward after this example, I will use the algorithm method. So if you wanted to use a number line, remember we put the smaller number on the lower end, and that was 198 in this case. 417 is up here. So 198 is very close to 200. And then 300 would be a benchmark. 400 would be a benchmark. And then to 17 would be a little bit more. So if you add these up, you would have 2, then 100, another 100, and then 17. So you would have 200s, 17, 18, 19. So the answer we're looking for is 219 if you wanted to use the number line. If you wanted to use the model version of this, you would have 4 hundreds or 4 flats, 110, and 7 ones. And then you would have 100, 9 tens, and 8 ones. And then you would draw your line to do your subtraction. And you cannot take 8 ones away from only 7 ones. The bottom number's bigger, so you better borrow. So when you come over here, we're going to rewrite this one. Let me not make it so huge. This one will be rewritten as 10. And once you do that, it's no longer here. Okay, you rewrote it as 10. So now you have enough of these to subtract these away. And this is where you would use elimination. So I'm going to cross off this one and this one and this one. It doesn't matter which ones you cross off, as long as you do one on top and one on bottom. There's 6 of them. There's 7 of them. And here's 8 of them, because remember we can use those. And once you get them all crossed off, you check off what you still have left over, and that's 9 of those. So I'm going to bring that down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't want to lose those. So we had 9 of them left, and I just brought those down. Okay, here I'm trying to take all of these away from an empty space. and we can't do that. So we're going to have to take one of these. Let me do it with a highlighter so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take one of those and do 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this one was rewritten as 10 rods. And then you can begin eliminating. So here's 1 and 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, and I'm left with 1 rod. And then here we can eliminate, and we're left with 2 flats. So when you get the model built, you have your answer. You have 200, 110, and 9 ones. So using the model method, you also get 219. Using the place value method or the algorithm method, you line up your place values, and then you have to think carefully. I cannot take an 8 from a 7, so I'm going to borrow this one and give it to this one. 17 minus 8 is 9. I cannot take 9 from nothing, so I'll borrow one of these and give it to these, and 9 from 10 is 1, and then 3 minus 1 is 2. So using that method, we also get 219. And that's what they got. So I'm confident that we have the right answer. Here's a test example. 544 minus 229. So I'm going to do 544, 229. You can use a number line or a model if you need it. I'm just going to use the algorithm. Can't take 9 from 4, so let's borrow 1 and give to this one. Don't go crazy borrowing. Do it one at a time because sometimes you don't need to borrow. All right, 14 take away 9 is 5. 3 take away 2 is 1. I didn't need to borrow there. Then 5 take away 2 is 3. And so my answer is 315. Hint: you can use addition to check your answer to a subtraction problem. For example, to check this one, you can turn around and add 315 and 229. And let me show you what they mean there. Because this is an algebra skill, I probably will do this for all of these. So let me draw a line so we don't get it confused. You take the answer that you came up with, which was 315. You keep the middle number. And since addition is the opposite of subtraction, we turn that around and see what we get. So 4, carry 1, 4, and then 5. And that does check out. You can do that because addition and subtraction are opposites or inverses. All right, page 31. I'm going to use the algorithm to get the answer, and then I'm going to check the answer using addition. 762 minus 321. Make sure you line up your places correctly. 2 take away 1 is 1. 6 take away 2 is 4. And 7 take away 3 is 4. I like answer D. Let's practice the checking though, because you'll need this with algebra. So you take your answer, the middle number, and you add those together. And if you've done the math right, you will get that top number. And we did, so we know this answer is correct. All right, 895. If you need to draw a number line or the model on your scrap paper, you absolutely can do that. 5 minus 3 is 2. 9 minus 4 is 5. And 8 minus 6 is 2. So I like answer A, but I am going to check my work. I take my answer, the middle number, and I add because that's the opposite of subtract, and I should get this to check out. 895 is what I started with, and that's a good sign. All right, 926 minus 742. Make sure that you line it up correctly. 6 take away 2 is 4. 2 take away 4. Bottom number's bigger, better borrow. So I'm going to borrow from the hundreds and give to the tens. 12 minus 4 is 8, and 8 minus 7 is 1. I'm going to check. 184 plus 742, that's 6, 12, 9. So my answer, 184, was the correct answer. Number 4 is a word problem, so let me get my pen ready here. Hal has 335 songs stored on his phone. 175 songs are rock. The rest are jazz. How many of the songs are jazz? So there's the question. How many of the songs are jazz? So we have 335 songs total. We have 175 songs that are rock. And the rest are jazz. Let me do something different here. I'm going to circle the 175 and the rock. I'm going to mark that keyword that I'm looking for, and that's the word rest. So I have 175 are rock. I have a total this time of 335, and the word rest means to subtract. So they want me to say 335 minus 175, and 5 take away 5 is 0. On this one, I do have to borrow. 13 minus 7 is 6, and 2 minus 1 is 1. So 160 would be jazz. I do want to check this one because it's good practice. So I take my answer, the middle number, and I add those. And if I've done the math right, I will get 335, and I did. So that one checks out. We know it's correct. 675 minus 548. 5 take away 8. The bottom number's bigger, so I better borrow. I'll do one there and give it to this one. Don't go wild with borrowing. 15 take away 8 is 7. 6 take away 4 is 2. And 6 take away 5 is 1. So I like answer B. But let's check. 125 plus 548 is going to be 673. So something's wrong. What is wrong here? 15 minus 8 is 7. Oh, here's my problem right there. And that was an accident. I did not plan to do that. I wrote the answer wrong. My answer is actually, let me start over. Sorry, I'm getting tired. 127, not 125. 548. So that would give me 15, carry 1, 7, and 6. That looks better. All right, number 6. I have 590 minus 277. And I cannot take a 7 from a 0. So I'll borrow and give to this one. 10 minus 7 is 3. 8 minus 7 is 1. And 5 minus 2 is 3. So that would be option D. And to check that one, I'll take my answer, the number in the middle, and add those together. And that would give me 10, 9, and 5. And that does check out to be true. $427 minus 206. 7 take away 6 is 1. 2 take away nothing is 2. And 4 take away 2 is 2. So I like answer C for this one, but let's check. 221 plus 206 is 427. And that is our original number. The car dealership had 425 cars on the first of the month. They sold 367 cars. How many cars are left? There's the keyword. And they're wanting me to look at the number of cars. So we have 425 cars. 367 of them left the lot. So how many do we have left over? Well, I can't take 7 from 5, so I'll borrow and make a 15. 15 take away 7 is 8. I can't take 6 from 1, so I'll borrow and make an 11. 11 take away 6 is 5, and we're left with nothing over here. So my answer is 58. But let's check, just to be sure. My answer plus the middle number, be careful lining it up, it's going to be 15, carry 1, 12 carry 1, and 4, 25. So 58 cars were left. Number 9. Jen mailed 224 flyers. 109 were coupon flyers. The rest were weekly sales flyers. How many weekly sales flyers did Jen mail? So we want to know the number of this type that will go on top of the problem. So when I look back here, I see that I have 224 flyers, 109 were coupon, and here's that keyword that's so very, very important. That is telling me, if I know what I'm looking for, it tells me what to do. It tells me to subtract. So I'll take the 224 minus the 109. Bottom number's bigger, better borrow. So I have 14 minus 9 is 5. 1 minus 0 is 1. And 2 minus 1 is 1. So there were 115 of those weekly sales flyers. And we'll check just to be sure. I'm going to take my answer plus the middle number, and I should get the total number. So that's 14. 224 was the total. My answer is correct. Carlos has 300 tiles. He uses 286 of them to tile a bathroom floor. How many tiles does he have left? So there's that word again that's so important. And I need to start looking for tiles. Well, we know that he had 300. We know that he used 286 of them. So he started with 300. He used 286. Left tells me to subtract. Be careful here. Let's move slowly. I cannot take 6 from 0, but there's nothing here to borrow. So I move on over here and I borrow 1. So I'm going to mark out this, and I can only go next door. You can't jump a space. Now I can take one of these to give to this column. And now we're good to go. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 8 is 1. And 2 minus 2 is nothing. You can leave that space blank if you want. So I'm thinking that he has 14 tiles left. But let's check. I'm going to take my answer plus the middle number, line it up carefully, and add. And there's the 300 he started with, so I know my answer's correct. He has 14 tiles left over.